Hi guys. First, I just want to start out by giving a shout out to Urmaker, Busta, Lazy Masquerade, Mr. Nightmare, and Corpse Husband. Now, let's get on to the story. I am not even entirely sure this is the correct subreddit for this, but I cannot think of anywhere else. I really want to talk about it, but I can't with anyone I know because of someone else's wishes. When I was about 11, I had a steady babysitter named Jane. My brother and sister were 17 and 18 at the time, so they were either too cool to babysit me or busy with school around this time, as you can guess. Jane was their age, but I don't think her family had a lot of money, so she would babysit me almost every weekend instead of doing normal teenager stuff. My family lives in a pretty well-to-do cul-de-sac in the back of a large neighborhood. It was one of those neighborhoods where the houses got nicer the further back you went. The houses at the front, by the main road, were not as nice but still not terrible or anything, and this is where Jane lived. Since I was 11 and prepubescent at the time, I was a huge pain in the ass, but not to Jane. I looked at her as a best friend. We did so many fun things together, and I could truly tell that Jane loved me with all her heart. One Saturday night, my mom was making plans for the next week, but for the first time, Jane could not babysit. She had her first prom, which was a big deal, so I understood. She was very excited because the boy she had had a crush on for years asked her. I knew because she had been telling me about him since she started high school. Anyways, my mother and I were both very excited for her, and I saw my mom hand her way more money than usual. Jane's eyes teared up immediately, and she gave us both a hug and left. Since this was the mid-90s, everyone got babysitters from word of mouth. My mom heard from another mother that a girl that used to babysit for her kids had just moved back to her parents' house after grad school. She lived down the street from Jane. Her name was Becky. I know, cliche, right? My mom called Becky to see if she could babysit me that Saturday. Becky almost immediately and excitedly said yes, and proceeded to ask my mom somewhat strange but not entirely alarming questions, like how tall I was, what I looked like, and believe it or not, how much I weighed, etc. There might have been other questions, but I was just hearing my mom's side of the conversation. When she hung up on the phone, my mom said to my dad, "Wow, she sure is thorough." I was a little nervous, as Jane had been the only one to babysit me for years. In the rare instance she couldn't do it, my parents would usually just cancel their plans. But this was a work party, and my dad was being honored, so that was not an option. A couple of days before Becky was to come, I begged my mom to call Jane. I wanted to see if I could come over the night of prom and see her in her dress. My mom kept telling me she wouldn't want me there and that I could see the pictures, but I insisted. So my mom called Jane and handed the phone to me. "Hey there, May. How are you?" "I'm good. I wanted to see if I could come over on Saturday and see you in your prom dress." "Of course. I'm getting my hair done, but you can come after that. Maybe around 5:30? Tell your mom to call first and make sure that I'm home." "It won't be my mom. It'll be the new babysitter." Dead silence. "Wait, what?" "Since you couldn't watch me, Mom found a girl named Becky to do it." Long pause. Okay, sweetie, that's fine." She hurriedly got me off the phone. I went to school the next day and came on to my mom hanging up the phone, shaking her head. "Poor Jane. Her date doesn't want to take her anymore. They had a fight. She wanted to know if she could still watch you this Saturday. I feel bad canceling on Becky, but it's completely up to you." Of course, I chose Jane, and as usual, we had tons of fun. I didn't bring up the prom because I didn't want to make her sad, but then she asked me if I wanted to play dress up. We did each other's hair, We put on my mom's dresses and took pictures with my mom's Polaroid. It was the best night of an 11-year-old's life. Jane went to community college, and by the time she went to a 4-year school, I no longer needed a babysitter. We kept in touch a little after that, but before long we both got busy and we lost touch. This was where the story ended, until this past weekend. I ran into Jane at a bar. She was not sober. In fact, she was very, very drunk. She didn't seem to be doing well. She was extremely thin, and it looked like she had track marks on her arms. This made me extremely sad because she was one of the people I love most in the world. At least at one time. Anyways, I sat next to her at the bar and asked how she was doing. Her face lit up and she gave me a huge hug. I always knew you would do well for yourself. Look at you. You're all grown up and beautiful. You look great too, Jane. No, I don't, but it's okay. We started talking and she was drinking even more. I got the feeling that she was in blackout territory. She was with a group of people that seemed to be her friends, so I wasn't entirely worried for her, but I still didn't want to leave her for some reason. She seemed really happy to see me. We started reminiscing, as you can guess, and once it was my turn to bring up a story again, I said, "Remember when that dirtbag stood you up for prom? So we stayed at your own prom with pictures and everything? That was great." She looked at me through foggy eyes and smiled a small, fake, and weak smile. "He didn't stand me up. It's just the replacement babysitter was a sick fuck. When I was little, she beat me, sexually abused me, threatened me, and locked me in closets. Then she would invite her boyfriend over to do the same things to me. She told me if I ever told anyone, she would kill my family and I would have to live in an orphanage. She took pictures of me too. I'd repress it until you said her name that day. Now it's all back. All of it. I should have told someone, but it's too late now. I just didn't want people to know what had happened to me. I thought they would look at me differently, which was stupid. I regret so much. Who knows what else she did." She set down her drink and gave me a big hug. And, good to see you. Like she hadn't just dropped a major bomb on me. She stumbled out with her boyfriend, and that was that. Everything came flooding back to me. The phone conversation with Becky. All the details. Jane's silence when I said Becky's name. How Jane stayed with me every single weekend until I was old enough to not need a babysitter. Some people might say Jane should have told someone, but she was just a kid. She was an extraordinary kid, though. She gave up her prom to me, and she gave up every single weekend after that, so that nothing would ever happen to me. She was truly my guardian angel. Unfortunately, Jane did not have her own Jane, and it makes me feel horrible. So, Becky, let's not meet. If we do, I might just rip your throat out for changing the life of the most extraordinary person I have ever known. Update. January 29th, 2015. Well, the reason I didn't update sooner is because she did not show up for coffee, and I haven't been able to find her since. So, sorry if this won't have the ending everyone wants. I really wanted it to be different too. I will update if anything changes. Update. January 30th, 2015. Also, thanks for everyone's words and support. I came here because I did not know what to do. Now I feel like I have a few more options. This community has helped me deal with something that I had no idea how to deal with. Also, remember to appreciate the people in your life. They are here for a reason, and because they love you. Alright, hi guys. Creepy here. I hope today's video quality was a little better. I have a studio now and some better equipment. There will be 2 to 4 videos on this channel every week, so stay tuned. Subscribe, leave a like, and remember, any suggestions, put them down in the comments. I'm open. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Lazy Masquerade, Busta, Urmaker, Mr. Nightmare, and Corpse Husband. You guys all inspired me to do this, and, well, it's been kind of a stress reliever for me since I have a lot of going on right now in my life. And I know I might not be the best at, but just give me a chance. I'm going to keep working at it and hopefully get better. So thanks for watching, and remember, you're never alone. You're always being watched.